beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Princess Leah 888, and this is your daily divine messages from Spirit for our weekday wisdom for the week of July 20th. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for being here. I am an intuitive, channeling from the highest frequencies from Spirit with my intention to do my best to heal the heart of the Divine Masculine and the Sacred Feminine through conscious love as we navigate this journey, this road to conscious love. If you're a returning family and friend, thank you so much for being back here. I always appreciate your support. And if you're not already a part of my Vibe Tribe, make sure you do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever I go live. And make sure you're hitting that like button on your way in or out as well if any of this resonates for you. So, if you may or may not have noticed, we did not catch a weekend wisdom. Now, I did film the weekend wisdom, but thank you, Mercury retrograde. None of the sound recorded. And then I went onto my Instagram live to do it again, and once again my camera sound did not record. For some reason, I'm only gonna say there was some weird glitch happening where my Bluetooth on my headphones were not disconnected, and it was weird. And then I was trying, my beloved called after, and even the speaker was off then. So I had to completely restart my phone. That is definitely Mercury retrograde in the making, in the works, as Mercury is the planet of communication, transportation. So we just want to make sure that we are, giving ourselves plenty of time to drive, to get to places, to prepare for anything, and to just do your best to move and navigate through the miscommunications that might occur, the conversations, even words trying to come out may not come out exactly. So just do your best to be mindful, as this season right now is very, strongly activating in our collective, when and also the motions, the congruences of all of the other planets that we won't get too much into, because I am not an astrology expert. I'm just an astrology enthusiast. So I always share what I know, and invite you to go check out the astrologers that I like to listen to: Molly McCord, K Moon, Astro, Bahati Life, or whoever you want to listen to. However, we have a lot today. We have heard and read in the forecast of astrology speaking. This is our 4444 portal with the 4 planets of Pluto, Uranus, Jupiter, and Neptune are all at 4 degrees in their signs, and that is a very powerful lineup, once in a lifetime lineup. 4s are the number of stability, the number of growth and protection. So how are we utilizing these few days from the 19th through the 21st to stabilize? What are we wanting to stabilize in our life, in ourselves, in our relationships, in our homes? What are we wanting to ground and really root in, like 4 legs on a table or 4 wheels on a car, that can really, really make sure it's balanced and sturdy and secure? Okay? So enough about that chat. Let's go ahead and tap into our heart chakra using the sample heart chakra frequency, so we can just kind of get into a receptive space, clearing our minds and allowing whatever messages might want to come through this moment of meditation. You can join me if you'd like. Place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and take a deep breath, and then we'll get into the cards. I just keep hearing, I am beautiful just as I am. I'm hearing, you are good enough. As my throat starts to want to close up, this vocal expression of self-loving talk seems to be blocked, seems to want to be blocked in the throat chakra. Maybe it has been something that hasn't been easy to do, is speak kindly over yourself, to speak lovingly over yourself. Maybe you have created a habit of speaking critically about yourself, judgmental, even hateful towards yourself. And that's why these words, I am beautiful just as I am. No need to compare to anyone. The vibrational frequencies of the bowl just stopped abruptly. So as you speak these loving words over yourself, you might feel an abrupt halt, stop, blockage, just like in my throat chakra the first time I tried to say it. That doesn't make you wrong. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. This could be picked up from how people have spoken to you before. This could be picked up on how the collective society speaks at us or conditions us to believe about ourselves, not being good enough, not being pretty enough, needing to compare ourselves to the next person. You're either too much or not enough, or maybe both at the same time. And that can be really confusing. And it can be really isolating and really painful. But those are not truths. The only truth is love. So even if it feels weird because it's unfamiliar, even if it feels fake because it's not practiced as much as false agreements and disempowering beliefs, the more you practice these words of love to yourself, loving kindness, the easier it'll get, the stronger the muscle will get. And I'm hearing the imposter syndrome, practice what you preach. But as you're learning a new practice, if you're practicing a new routine, it's like anything with practice. It takes time, it takes effort. Your skills are not going to improve overnight from 0 to 100. Because the habits in our head, the habits of the disempowering thoughts, those were not built overnight either. It takes repeated action, repeated practice, consistent practice. and gentle grace. Lots and lots of grace. So I'm hearing if you're trying a new spiritual practice, meditating, yoga, journaling, reading, if you're trying to go to church or connect with Source, God, gracious, omnipresent, divine, in a different way. Maybe it is, instead of going to church, you're wanting to, you know, connect with God in a non-church way. Maybe you're trying to connect with yourself in a different way than you have done before. Maybe you're trying to connect with a loved one in a way that you've never done in a relationship before because of practiced other exercises or thoughts or behaviors. And it's not going to be perfect day one. But if you can keep giving yourself grace, if you can keep giving your partner grace, if you can keep asking for grace from your partner, from yourself, from God, Source, Jah, Allah, however you want to call it, then just like going to the gym, every time you go, your muscles get stronger and stronger and stronger. No matter how much resistance there is before, no matter how much it hurts during, no matter how, sore you are after, you're strengthening your muscles. And spiritual strength and high is the same. Self-love, self-esteem is the same. They're new tools, new pathways in your brain, new ways to regulate, because you're moving from a place of love and trust instead of the familiar place of doubt and fear. But it will get easier. That I promise. That's what I hear Spirit saying. Just don't give up on yourself. Keep trying. Lift yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep trying. Even if that means to start all over again and again. Thank you, Spirit. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful message. So we'll see if the Akashic Star Child Tarot has any additional messages around that message from Spirit in the heart space, or if there's other messages. So the Nine of Cups showing up in reverse here. The emotional fulfillment. Your own emotional fulfillment, filling up your cups. But with it in reverse, could be maybe this expectation. Maybe you have not been used to. This goes back to that. Maybe you have not been used to filling up your cups. Maybe you've been relying on other people to fill up your cups or other things. Here's oppression here at the bottom of the deck, and it looks like the Nine of Cups, only with a veil over it, over the being, doesn't it? Instead of water in the background, there's rocks. And instead of the cups around her, there are these different items, like the blue topaz, yellow topaz, the earth, feathers, meaning generational oppression, earthly oppression. There's the throat chakra for the blue gem, and the solar plexus chakra for the yellow. crystal. Of oppression over your self-willpower, self-esteem, self-determination, self-fulfillment. The oppression over expressing your soul truth, your soul emotional fulfillment. So interesting that the Nine of Cups was in reverse, and even turning it in right side up, oppression is still showing us what that Nine of Cups reverse was telling us initially. And it does go to what we have been, link to what we have been talking about in that heart chakra meditation download from Spirit. Yeah. She of the Lotus, going through so much murky, mucky waters. But that's how the lotus flower grows, is through the mud, through the murky waters. So you are growing through this oppression because the Nine of Cups wants to stay out. Despite what you have been taught, despite what has been placed into your belief system about yourself, you are nurturing earth. Here, heaven on earth is what I'm hearing. In heaven as it is on earth is what I'm hearing. Nurture nature, nurture you. This also even looks like this Nine of Cups energy. Nurture nature, nurture the nature of you. The nature of your being, the nature of who you truly, authentically, divinely are. You are a star seer. You are watched over by the gracious, omnipresent divine. As you climb this ladder into your wish fulfillment, into your ultimate fulfillment, into alignment with you, your true, authentic, highest self, source created. These two flipped over right away. Balance spirituality and practicality, and don't let your past hold you back. And show the world the real you. Yes, it's time to unmask this veil. Oppression, the Four of Cups underneath that. This Four of Cups card is about going through something that was really painful. Something that makes you feel like your vulnerability was compromised, exposed, feeling vulnerable, feeling exposed, feeling de-dressed, naked, and looking at the pain of that. Now, the Four of Cups typically is about a cup that is being the picture in Four of Cups typically, and the Rider-Waite's traditional tarot, the Four of Cups is 3 cups in front of someone and 1 cup being handed by God, by God right behind you. But you're not looking at that cup because you're, ignoring it and wanting to focus on the other cups. This one here, she is focused on the spilled cup and ignoring the 3 standing cups. 3 of Cups is about celebration. Celebration with your soul tribe, your chosen family. And this spilled 4th cup she's focusing on is this oppression here. Being betrayed, being hurt, being exploited, and feeling empty. But it's time to, the Chariot underneath that, it is time to release that veil and show the world the real you. You see, this woman in the moon picture, in the full moon in Aquarius, moonology, she is openly also unclothed, pouring water over around her, but she's free. She's not covering herself up in shame like this Four of Cups, because she has unveiled what she's been oppressing. She has let that go, and it's time now for you to let go what has been covering you in shame and oppression. The oppression that you've been covered in the past. Don't let your past hold you back. Don't let your past hold you back. No matter what you've been through in the past, no matter what this spilled cup is about, no matter what's been tried to, cover over your authentic being, your true fulfillment, your true emotional fulfillment and internal self-love, acceptance. It's time to nurture you now. It's time to balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. We have the full moon in Aquarius coming up, actually. That's our next full moon. That'll be, I believe, on the 29th. So I think between now and the full moon in Aquarius, and then after that, the next full moon will be Pisces. So between now, for the full moon in Aquarius, the full moon in Pisces, full moons are of letting go, ending cycles. This is your invitation to end the cycles of the self-oppression so that you can show the world the real you. So that you can connect with your spirituality and your physical self too. The South Node's in Virgo. The North Node's in Pisces, only for a couple more days. I see 111. The path is wide open. So with the Pisces, Virgo nodes that are shifting into Aquarius and Leo here in just a few days. The last 18 months it's been teaching us, helping us, supporting us, moving us from to merge our star self, star seed, the star seer, into alignment with loving compassion, our vulnerability, from our highest spiritual being self to our earth physical self. Virgo, Pisces being the beyond the mind, the spiritual seeker, the messenger, the wise one. Your spiritual self of Pisces moving into alignment with your physical self of Virgo. That's the real you that the world is ready to see. So, don't make assumptions is coming out here from Don Miguel Ruiz of the Four Agreements. Relinquish the need to change others. This is so interesting because I've been thinking about this one. So, Law of Attraction brought it out. Look at this, guys. I forget about this one, but this is really important for us all to read right now. Real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means that we don't really like them. It's easier to find someone who's already the way you want him or her to be instead of trying to change that person. Ooh, that's really probably the hardest freaking thing about relationships. And that can be with a romantic partner, a parent, a child, a friend, even a boss, coworker. And it's funny because this also feels like even yourself is what I'm hearing. If someone's trying to change you, or if you feel like you've had to change yourself, that's why you've been oppressing the real you, because you've been wanting to be accepted by others, because other people have made you believe that you have to change who you are in order to be acceptable or lovable. Relinquish the need, and look at this. Release self-judgment. Don't take anything personally. So, and I'm hearing Abraham Hicks's practices around also non, judgment or placing responsibility on others to make you feel good too. This is also a daily practice of of unlearning of conditioned behavior, that unlearning conditioned behavior around needing to change other people to behave and do certain things for you in order to feel better. That if they're doing something that doesn't feel good or that you don't like, that they have to change it. And that's hard to do. And that type of control is where this oppression comes in. You are responsible for your own Nine of Cups, your own fulfillment, regardless of what other people are doing. If it's not in alignment with you, that's okay, but it's not their responsibility to change for you. And that goes into a very touchy subject around boundaries and not being taken advantage of and all of that as well, because in relationships there is a bit of codependency, but this Nine of Cups is about interdependency, not completely codependent on being responsible for them and their happiness and well-being, and them responsible for you and your happiness and well-being, but being able to be so secure and nurtured in yourself, that it doesn't bother you so much if someone is doing something that is not in alignment with you. You just stay in alignment with you, and those that are not in alignment with you will fall away, is that practice that I'm learning as well through the teachings of Abraham Hicks. But I'm going to read this release self-judgment. Even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true. Confirmation. Therefore, you do not need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally, right? Because we saw that Beyond the Mind card back here in Lemuria. And if we've been so conditioned to oppress ourselves based on the oppression of others, it's time to reclaim our energy back and to be mindful and conscious about the conversations that are going on in our minds, and then to take conscious, deliberate action towards changing and rewiring that agreement to one that is in alignment with your real you, with your true self. Okay? So I hope this helps. This is really beautiful. The weekend wisdom from this past weekend was also a beautiful message about relationships and soul contracts. It was really beautiful, but I guess it was just supposed to be a message for me, since the the Mercury retrograde was messing up the audio. So hopefully you can hear me okay on this one. Hopefully this message went through. And if it did, I trust that it met and reached those who needed to hear it today or this week or whenever it finds you, because energy is timeless. So with that said, Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. If you're not already a part of my Vibe Tribe, definitely subscribe so we can continue to move on this road together in conscious love, to conscious love, with conscious love. And until next time, my beautiful beloveds, I will see you in the next moon. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.